This is KGW News at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Drew Carney, and we're going to start today's newscast with a look at a few local headlines. First one, right here, crews finding a body while investigating a fire in Portland's Lloyd district. Although investigators say the person did not die in the fire. It started last night at Northeast 6th and Halsey just after 11 o'clock. By the time crews got there, the fire had spread to multiple floors and had burned through the stairs. Firefighters also received reports that someone was trapped inside, but they tell us that person did make it out safely. There's no word yet on a cause. Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler declared a state of emergency over the city's gun violence problem. More than 44 people have been shot and killed already this year. A new report says gang members are responsible for many of these shootings. So as part of the emergency declaration, the city will shift resources to focus on hotspots and the small number of people who are actually responsible for many of these shootings. The goal is to reduce gun violence in Portland by at least 10% over the next 2 years. Last headline here, a high fire danger burn ban takes effect on Monday for Washington County. So that means backyard and agricultural burning are not allowed in the county. Small backyard campfires and barbecues are still okay, but they should be done in clear areas away from things that can easily burn. And that's a look at some of this afternoon's local headlines. Well, that burn ban comes ahead of triple-digit heat coming our way next week. Chris McGinnis in the Weather Center, what do you have for us right now?
Well, that's next week, right? So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, which will be soon. In fact, maybe by the tail end of this weekend, we could be looking at 90-degree heat, but not today and not tomorrow. Right now, we're looking live at Yaquina Bay in Newport, and the morning low clouds and fog that have enshrouded a lot of the central and North Oregon coast is quickly eroding away. Look at the blue sky there in Newport right now, so that looks pretty good. We'll switch gears and take you to, if we can, let me press the button one more time. And I'm going to slip over here and press the button over here, and we'll do it the hard way. Clouds are still thick over the Rose City right now. We are currently 68 degrees, so the clouds certainly keeping temperatures down a little bit. And I think you get a better appreciation for that marine push that we got last night on our visible satellite imagery. You can see how pretty much the cloud cover aligning very nicely with the Cascade foothills and everywhere west of that dealing with clouds this morning and now into the early afternoon. Those clouds, though, will continue to erode, and we will see sunshine to finish off our Friday. Drew, I've got temperatures topping out in the upper 70s today, so pretty comfortable. We'll warm it up a little bit Saturday and even more so on Sunday as we get ready for a fairly long stretch of hot weather. More on that in just a few minutes. All
right, Chris, we'll check back in with you then. Right now, though, we do want to talk about other parts of the U.S. because a lot of the country has already been dealing with a brutal heat wave. More than 200 million people from Phoenix, Arizona to Washington, D.C. are experiencing temperatures over 90 degrees today. Some spots in the Northeast could see record highs this weekend. In fact, New York is expecting the city's longest heat wave in almost a decade. In Dallas, Texas, a woman died from heat-related illness. And other cities like Philadelphia are declaring a heat emergency, taking steps to protect the most vulnerable. Back here in Portland, we also have a story today that deals with the city's homeless crisis. It looks at one encampment that happens to be on city property, and it's charging people rent to stay there. But neighboring businesses say it's also causing significant problems. Here's KGW's Blair Best with more from North Portland.
At first glance, this section off North Columbia Boulevard is nothing special. But hidden behind these trees and gates is a homeless encampment with more than 50 cars, RVs, and tents.
It's just one camp here. I don't know whose it is. But
Virgil Atkins works nearby.
more camps back here.
He and the loud hum of generators guides us through the makeshift village.
It's gotten bigger. It was only a few campers at first. Now it's whole neighborhoods.
To the outside eye, it looks just like any other encampment. But for those living here, it's much more.
This is Gracie's Oasis, and it's supposed to be a easygoing community.
Gracie's Oasis. I'm working on a sign.
This is Angel Grace Brown. She runs the camp.
I've been watching this place for about 3 or 4 years.
Now about a dozen people live here, each paying Brown about $200 a month in rent, some of which goes towards camp maintenance.
It's safe. It's behind fences.
And this is city property?
It says it is, but I'm taking over.
She's put up no trespassing signs and chains to try and keep people out.
We don't allow people to be in here stealing and doing anything that's illegal.
We're just trying to make a safe haven for us away from the city because they're not treating us well at all.
What about all the shelters and other organized villages that the city provides?
For how long do they provide it though? And then they're right back out in the street again.
Oh, they connect people with social services and there's outlets for people to get help.
There isn't. You're looking at a person that couldn't get any help.
Epidemic. Basically an epidemic.
Atkins has watched the camp grow. At night, he parks his truck next door at Kurt's RV storage. It's been stolen twice, along with $2,000 worth of tools.
That's what I use for my business. I mean, that's how I make my living.
We're at a loss right now.
Jeffrey White's family runs the nearby storage yard.
Our customers on the RV side are having their RVs, the gas is being taken out, the catalytic converters are being taken. Some RVs have been broke into.
They've reported this to police and every city official.
Nobody wants to even respond.
The Portland police said, handle it yourself, don't call us.
Nobody's been up there stealing anything. Anything that was stolen was from a long time ago.
The city tells KGW they assessed this site last week and determined it was a high-risk site. It has since been added to their removal list, an impending fear for those who call this place home.
We take care of each other and we're not trying to cause trouble.
I don't think I'm doing anything wrong.
The city assesses hundreds of high-risk campsites like this one each week. And right now, they know of 776 high-risk campsites across the city. And they only have the resources to remove 50 a week. In North Portland, Blair Best, KGW News.
It's hard to explain losing a friend like him, but he was somebody who was easily loved by everybody.
Friends, family, and fellow Oregon Ducks came together last night to remember Spencer Webb, the 22-year-old tight end who died last week after an accidental fall at Triangle Lake in Lane County. The memorial was at Autzen Stadium in Eugene. Those who knew him best say Spencer overcame a lot of challenges in his life. He was raised by his brother and sister-in-law through his high school years, and he worked hard to get his grades up, earning a scholarship to the University of Oregon. His teammates say getting to know him was really a gift.
Although I have tremendous pain in my heart and I miss my brother every day, I will treasure all of our moments together and will remember him always and forever.
He was the rose that grew from concrete. Coming from nothing, he learned to turn tragedy into beautiful triumph. And that's where me and Spence connected the most.
In lieu of flowers, the team is asking that donations be made to the Spencer Webb Kids Scholarship Fund at his alma mater in Sacramento, Christian Brothers High School.